Gentlemen, this is a necessary conversation. Not a loud one. Not an emotional one. A precise one. We live in a culture that is deeply unsettled by the independent man. A man who is not tethered. A man who does not require permission. A man who is not explained by his attachments. From early adulthood, the programming begins. Your worth is measured by proximity. By who stands next to you. By who sleeps in your house. In youth, the question is casual: are you seeing someone? In midlife, it becomes an expectation: when will you settle down? And then you arrive at the later chapters of life, the chapter earned through decades of labor, stress, compromise, and endurance. You have paid your dues, to employers, to governments, to families, to previous relationships. You should now be entering the most sovereign phase of existence. The phase where time is finally yours again. And yet, this is when the pressure intensifies. Society leans in and whispers a familiar lie: that a man without a permanent companion is unfinished. That an empty house is a tragedy. That silence is a problem to be solved. They sell you fear. Fear of the quiet evening. Fear of the unused chair. Fear of being alone with your own thoughts. And the proposed solution is always the same. Hand someone the keys, give them a title. Merge your life. This is framed as fulfillment. In reality, it is often a surrender. For a younger man, partnership can be constructive. There is growth ahead, momentum, expansion. For a man later in life, the equation changes. The work is no longer building, it is preservation. And this is where the illusion becomes dangerous. What is marketed as companionship often functions as erosion of peace, of autonomy, of focus. The label itself carries weight. Not emotional weight, structural weight. Titles create expectations. Expectations create access. Access creates leverage. And leverage, when misaligned, becomes control. Today, we are not discussing romance. We are examining risk, legal risk, biological risk, psychological risk, existential risk. This is not cynicism. This is pattern recognition. If you value your time, your health, your assets, and the limited mental energy you have left, this requires attention. What follows is not advice. It is analysis. These are the 7 structural reasons why later life men must treat the title of girlfriend not as an achievement, but as a liability. Reason 1: the legal fog. The most common mistake men make is believing safety exists in informality. I didn't marry her. It's just dating. There's no paperwork. The system does not operate on your definitions. It operates on behavior. Across much of the modern world, legal frameworks have shifted. Cohabitation is interpreted. Financial patterns are examined. Lifestyle dependency is calculated. The boundary between dating and partnership has become intentionally vague. Here is the pattern. You meet someone, time increases familiarity. Familiarity creates convenience. Convenience dissolves boundaries. She stays over more often. Belongings appear. Shared routines form. Nothing feels dramatic until it is. When the relationship ends, the language changes: support, expectation, contribution, standard of living. What you saw as generosity becomes evidence. What you saw as companionship becomes obligation. Even without losing, you lose time, privacy, resources, peace. The sovereign man understands something simple: distance is not cruelty. It is insulation. He does not merge residences. He does not blend finances. He does not create legal ambiguity. Not because he is afraid, because clarity is power. Reason 2: the clan absorption effect. Later life relationships rarely involve only 2 people. They come with ecosystems, histories, dependencies, children, grandchildren. When you accept the role of permanent partner, you are quietly reassigned. From individual to infrastructure, your calendar becomes communal. Your finances become flexible. Your energy becomes available. Your freedom narrows incrementally, not through force, through expectation. You are invited, then expected, then relied upon. Time that once belonged to you is redistributed. Your priorities become negotiable. Your autonomy becomes secondary. And there is an asymmetry rarely acknowledged. You invest, you contribute, you attach. If the relationship ends, the network dissolves instantly. No continuity, no legacy, no recognition. The later life sovereign does not adopt tribes. He maintains clear relational borders, connection without absorption, affection without obligation. Reason 3. The collapse of impulse. The rarest luxury in the second half of life is not wealth. It is spontaneity. The ability to act without explanation, to change course without negotiation, to follow instinct without consensus. Titles erode this. The moment a relationship is formalized, decisions become shared. Not legally, psychologically. Plans require discussion. Silence invites interpretation. Independence becomes suspicious. Impulse is replaced with justification. For a man who has spent decades accountable to others, this is not intimacy, it is regression. Freedom is alignment between desire and action. Remove alignment and dissatisfaction grows quietly. The later life sovereign protects impulse fiercely, because impulse is life energy. Reason 5. The digital shackles. Silence is a form of wealth. Every ping, every notification, every expectation for attention is a withdrawal. In later life, the girlfriend title is a direct path to constant tethering. Good morning texts, midday check-ins, evening reports. Every message a claim, every expectation a subtle erosion. A casual partner, a guest, or a lover operates differently. Presence is scheduled. Access is temporary. The sovereign man protects his mental space. He trades the illusion of control for the reality of autonomy. Digital tethering is quiet erosion. Avoid it. Guard your peace. Reason 6. The misaligned return on investment. Every relationship carries a cost. Time, energy, resources, attention. The formalized title does not guarantee proportional return. Routine replaces effort. Security breeds complacency. The energy she invests diminishes once permanence is granted. Contrast this with rotational engagement. With boundaries, expectations remain calibrated. Energy remains high. Presence is vibrant. The sovereign man is strategic. He invests where value is aligned, not where obligation dictates or status reassures. The title is often the premium ticket to the discounted experience. Decline the offer. Reason 7. The magnum obstruction. Legacy is the final frontier. By midlife, the mission shifts from acquisition to significance. Busyness, craft, mind, spirit, all demand undivided focus. Relationship obligations are entropy, noise, diversion. Every hour spent negotiating, consoling, attending, or mediating is an hour removed from the magnum opus. Great men Tesla, Newton, Kant understood the quiet value of solitude. Not absence of love, but absence of distraction. The later life sovereign understands this instinctively. Protect the work, protect the focus, protect the self. A temporary comfort is no substitute for enduring significance. Strategic synthesis, sovereignty without isolation. This is not a manifesto against women. It is a manifesto for the man who values himself. Lovers, companions, moments of connection, welcome them, but on terms defined by clarity, control, and containment. Guest policy. She visits, she departs, your home remains your domain. Lover frame. Engagement is measured, present focused, obligation free. Radical honesty. Communicate clearly. Boundaries are attractive. They filter for high value women who also prize freedom. Gentlemen, the path forward is sovereignty. The past demanded compliance. The present demands discipline. The future rewards focus. Do not exchange time, energy, or peace for the illusion of companionship. Keep your title. Keep your space. Keep your autonomy. This is the late life sovereign's covenant. Not loud, not emotional, precise, absolute.